My computer is really slow right now, so I don't think it's going to be able to record. I really wanted to answer at least one question today, the big one of the big ones. Most of the questions that I'm getting are to do with the health things that I've been able to heal. I guess there's a lot of people out there who might need to know this information, so at least I wanted to get a video out of the list of the things that I was able to heal. But I'm really not sure. My laptop is just like taking forever, even just to switch a window and stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know, I might need to turn it all off, make sure everything's unplugged and everything. By that time it might be dark, so I might be doing this in a bit here, a bit later, maybe in the van later if I can get the laptop going faster. But anyway, so the main reason I was trying to avoid health-related questions so soon is because it's one of the main things that I want to be able to help people with, and the reason why I'm trying to get video practice, is to get people out of dark spaces, because I'm the queen of dark spaces, and also to get people to realize that they can undo the damage that they've done to themselves and realize that they are actually the ones who are damaging themselves with both their mindset and their lifestyle choices and things that are maybe even they never even thought of but are affecting their health. And yeah, so I was sort of like, but I looked at all the questions and every single one of them, health, maybe a couple about the Muslim relationship that I was in, and the rest were about health. So at least I'll get it out. Yeah. And now I've rambled 2 minutes about nothing. Haven't even started, but yeah. That's my problem that I have today, and I'll try and record now. We have a visitor. So I can't even start my list. Alright, so I'll probably end up recording in the dark later. I might do it via audio and then just upload something as an image or something. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I've got to go and tend to that visitor, so I will do it soon. I'll be back soon. Alright, I'm back. So first I'm going to answer the way that you or society expects me to answer, and then I'm going to just tell you my truth. So chronic asthma and severe eczema. From an early age, like before I could talk, I've had severe chronic asthma. I spent the first 20 years of my life in and out of hospital and heavily medicated. I've never been without pills or pumps or steroids and antibiotics and all sorts of things. I lost my life a few times when I was a kid, and I was that kid that took oxygen to school with me. Also, clearly I had immune problems because I just had so many different things going on and my immune system just wasn't working. So I was always sick, always in hospital, and always been pumped full of antibiotics and steroids and things like that. And they also removed my tonsils, which I'm mad as now because I find out what a big deal now tonsils are to your immune system. But anyway, I can't do anything about that now. All I can do is try and repair the damage that has been done on my body. I also suffered severe depression, anxiety, stress, pretty much just always in a state of fear or worry until I changed my mindset and my lifestyle. And the big one is emphysema. I've known that for just under 4 years, maybe 3 years. And it was the one thing that I feared. But that fear is absolute bullshit. That fear, the guilt of smoking, the grief about my life going downhill beyond what I could repair, and stress and suffocation from not speaking my truth, I think that all of that caused my biggest fear to materialize. And I guess I'll share with you later why I believe that, but there are quite a few of us who have been able to turn our lives around after getting an incurable diagnosis. And I think we did that by making it not incurable, by having hope and belief in that hope. Like when I was first diagnosed, I had no hope. I let myself get to the end where there was just no hope, and that was it. But I guess we fixed ourselves by cancelling our subscription to this bullshit that things are incurable. And I don't know, I guess I know that I can't have this conversation with most people because they get scared, they get angry, they think the worst. But try and remember how brainwashed you are. And maybe go and watch my hour-long video to try and unbrainwash yourself and think for yourself first instead of just acting on autopilot from your conditioned beliefs. And anything that's sort of popular with the masses, it needs to be questioned, because I'm so different now than I was. And the biggest change was realizing that the doctors had kept me sick my whole life. That prescription medication wasn't curing anything. It was a band-aid. It was managing me. It was keeping me I just never even knew what health was. And probably I still don't even know what health was, because I've still got a lot of repairing to do. But after a lifetime of having medication, I know most people won't believe it. I know it because I see the look in their eyes. They've got that bloody deer in headlights. Are you crazy? I believe my doctor. And it's not even their fault, because that was me as well. It's not even their fault. They've just lived this modern bullshit life, and we trusted our parents and our teachers and our doctors, and we trusted them, but they didn't even know themselves. Like, they actually thought they were helping us. But anyway, I won't go on a big rant on that. This video is just about what I've helped myself with. The main thing is questioning what people told us, because it's all a big lie. So yeah, depression, anxiety, stress, hay fever, allergies. Oh my God. Like, I was always with tissues and snotty noses, and not being able to go there because there's horses, and not being able to go there because there's animals, and all that kind of stuff. And the darkness, the end of the world, the zombie, when life just stopped. And I know I was under the table rocking kind of thing. Like, I was in that mindset. You couldn't reach me. And that was about 2 years ago. And procrastination, lack of motivation, like, I believe those go hand in hand with depression. At school, I was underweight, and I'd been overweight for the last decade until the lifestyle changed. So I'm losing weight now. I'm starting to normalize now. Well, I'm normal now, but I'm getting, I'm still on the journey of trying to make the correct lifestyle choices and things like that. But for the most part, I'm normal now, whereas I was always scrawny. And because I was scrawny, I was always trying to put weight on. So I was eating really fattening foods, just not thinking of my health. I was thinking, I need to put on weight to start to look at like everybody else. So my diet as a kid was absolutely disgusting. It's shameful what I was eating to try and put weight on, and had no nutritional value. And all it was doing was making me sick. And I had no idea about that, because all I was thinking about, like, just my mentality was different. I wasn't aware. I had no awareness. Skin problems. I don't even know how to say it. There's a certain word for a cyst. And I had a cyst, sebaceous cyst. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've only ever seen the word written. I had a massive one on my thigh. And also grew up with terrible acne. I still had terrible acne while I was sick as well, but not as bad as when I was a teenager, obviously, when you're going through all that. But obviously it was my diet back then as well. But anyway, rashes and eczema, and I was on all these steroid creams and all that kind of stuff for that. And I had an all over the body itch. Like, there was nothing there to itch, but I was always itchy. I actually don't know if I can list everything that you know as disease in one video without you nodding off to sleep. So anyway, just before the worst, about maybe 6 months leading up to the end of my business relationship and losing my house and all of that, I was under a great deal of stress, and I continued to not be able to breathe. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't get off the couch. I just had major depression, and I started getting sores all over my body. But the biggest thing that I was really scared of at the time was I was suffering from this like major headache that just wouldn't go away. And to give you an idea, every time I went to go shopping, which was every week, I would buy 2 packets of Nurofen, which is like paracetamol or aspirin. I don't know what the American equivalent is, maybe Advil. Whereas right now I buy 1 packet for an entire year, and I only use it every month or so, you know, just for that time of the month, I share the packet with my sister. I mean, I just barely need to reach for something that will get rid of pain, whereas then I could not go a few hours without taking this, and my life was still not manageable. It's like nothing was working to get rid of this headache, and I was starting to think I had a tumour, and I was pretty frightened, and I was convinced I had a brain tumour, and the doctor didn't take me seriously, and I had to insist on getting a brain scan done, but nothing alarming came up on the test. But eventually it got so bad that I, you know, barely left the couch, and I would just lie there. Just moving was too much, you know. And at the same time, my blood turned into a dead person's blood. I need to figure out a way to describe it. I don't know. I don't think I've ever known the medical term for it, or if there is such a term, but my blood was thick. Like everything felt stringy. When I walked and I moved my arms and my shoulders, it felt like goop or glue was running through my veins. I don't know how to describe it. It felt like my body was held together with stringy stuff, gluey, sticky, stringy stuff, not blood. And everything hurt as far as shoulders and back and head especially. And for the first few months, I would put it down to posture because I was always sitting at the computer. I was an internet marketer, so. But it continued like that even after I was no longer able to sit at the desk. And I would give myself massages and go and get massages and other therapies to try and move my blood around. And I don't know, despite many years studying natural healing, I was well and truly stuck in the modern society way of thinking of things. I just stopped doing natural health stuff when I got into that relationship because he was such a fussy eater and not interested in natural healing. He thought it was all hoo-ha, and I loved him, and I adjusted my lifestyle to fit his because, you know, I was just in love and that's all that mattered. So anyway, after about 6 months of going through hell with my health, my life finally collapsed. I was no longer able to function. I lost everything within a matter of 3 months: the job, the house, the business, the partner, and most importantly, my health and my sanity. There was no getting through to me. My mind and body were gone. I was no longer visiting you guys. You know, I was no longer here. My depression and darkness was way too deep, and I'd hit rock bottom, and then the earth opened up and swallowed me whole. I'd already thought that I'd been through the worst, and I just kept saying, what else could go wrong? And bam, another thing. And I was like, well, it can't get any worse. And then bam, another thing. And then, well, you know what? You know, after all I've been through, blah, 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 it can't get any worse. And bam, another thing. It was just a sick joke. And I kept thinking that, you know, I was at the lowest I could possibly go, and then it would, you know, that it would only go up. And then the universe would hold out its whip and just whack me again. And I'd always prided myself on being able to handle what other people couldn't. I haven't grown up in a, I have grown up with my little roller coaster ride past, but I couldn't do it this time. I couldn't get through it. I just didn't see any way out. I had no outs, literally no outs. And that's the mindset I was at. I was just like, okay, fuck yeah. You know, universe, you win. You want me dead? You want all this shit to happen to me? Fine, done. And even being diagnosed with emphysema was not even the final kicker, but it came with its own set of worsening. Like, the doctor gave me medication that made me poo out blood, spit up blood, make me jittery. My voice was hoarse, and I was always thirsty, but no amount of water could quench my thirst. I can't remember the other symptoms that I had, but I was also trying to start a new job because I had I was also in this house, and I was only supposed to be here 2 weeks, and my car broke down at the front of the house when I was going to go and live to the Salvos and get go to the homeless place, and even I couldn't get into my car, and it was just nothing. So I got a job, and I needed that job to work so that I could get out of where I'm at. So yeah, I started the new job. And it was just getting ridiculous. I didn't feel safe driving. I borrowed money to get my car fixed so that I can get to the job. And I didn't feel safe driving on that medication that they gave me, or working, or dealing with all these, new negative energies that I'm not used to. But it had been a long time since I've been used to people. And then I was, started this job that I was just supposed to. I chose it because it was going to be one of those jobs where you go to work, you do your job, you get paid, you leave. It not be, I wanted a night fill kind of position. I didn't end up getting that, but I wanted that kind of go to work, get paid, go home, don't deal with anything kind of job. And instead I was dealing with all these people, these staff, these things, and I'm not in the right mindset, and they're all in their, you know, shitty little lies and rumours and gossip and yucky, bitchy kind of ways. I'm in a bad place. They're all negative, and I'm so sick. And I'm thinking I'm going to die. Like, I'm thinking, well, I'm only here for a short time. All I want to do is pay off my debts. Like, don't want to die in debt. And I want to get out of where I am. And I really, actually, especially wanted to pay off a friend of mine. And before I died, I didn't want to die with that, you know, saying, you know, she's a good friend, but she still owed me money when she died. I don't know. You go through some stupid stuff when you're going through depression anyway. Anyway, I was trying to earn money to get out because money would give me outs. Anyway, I haven't fixed everything yet. I still have the last few things to conquer and figure out. I'm not ready to explain everything to people who can't think out of the matrix, because I think I'm the only one in the world who believes my reasoning, and I would rather people focus on the things that I have been able to resolve. And if any of those things, you know, are something that they suffer with, you know, at least I can share my experience on how I'm no longer suffering with any of those things. I'm full of hope and optimism, and I know that I'm on the right track and that things will only improve. And this is why I've called my channel Journey to a Better Life. I don't think that I have all the answers, but I think I have some answers. And I think I've definitely learnt so much that is so completely different than what we got brought up to learn, that if people just stopped and not, you know, everybody's sort of so focused in the matrix. They're so in the matrix. I mean by that, you're in your rat race. You can't think. When you're busy, when you're really, really busy and you've got all these responsibilities and stresses and people relying on you and you're trying to do this and you're not even speaking your truth and all this kind of shit, you don't have time for this. No wonder a doctor just gives us a pill and sends us on our way, because that's all we have time for. Like, come on, doc, I'm sick. Give me something, give me something, give me something. I've got work to do. I've got kids to look after. I've got things to do. And we're half to blame for, you know, the reason why the medical industry is the way it is. We don't ever look at the root cause. We don't look at what is causing that, which is the rat race crap that we're actually in. So stress, you know, is the killer. This fake life is the killer. Rant. Anyway, I kind of believe that the reason I'm still allowing myself to keep poisoning myself is to try and stay in a place where I'm able to help others, because I know I can get on a tangent. I know I can get, you know, this worked for me, so it might work for you, and I want to keep my ego out of it. I want to make sure that my ego doesn't get outside of where people can learn from me. So I think that once I've been able to express what is working for me, the last of my poisons will just go away by himself, because I will have done it from a place of non-ego-centric things. I want to be on the same page as the people I want to help, and that's people who are stuck right in there with the world that I was in. I don't want to get too far ahead and lose track of what it was like to go through all this stuff. So yeah, I pretty much think once I've been able to relate to others what I've been through so far and what's helped me, then I'll be able to take up another step myself and just keep my ego in check, pretty much. So yeah, so I was fat, ugly, couldn't breathe, couldn't move, couldn't be happy, deathly sick, couldn't look after myself. I lost my voice for a while too. I had laryngitis at one of the darkest times, and that was part of the reason why I lost my business as well. I couldn't keep my business going because I was too sick, and the relationship was going really badly, and I was really very, very stressed about everything. I just was always chasing. Clients weren't paying me anymore. I couldn't pay the bills or the house or buy food or anything, and I couldn't pay. I just felt trapped, and I was stuck. And then the universe just pretty much kicked me in the ass. But all of that is bullshit, and I just didn't know it was bullshit. But it was because I was living in that bullshit world. We're made of 100% cells. We started out as just 2 single cells, or a single cell that combined the sperm and the egg, and then that cell divided, which grows and divides and continues until we are born. And then it continues throughout our lives. Even now, new cells are forming all the time and old cells are dying. And our body is miraculous. It kills damaged cells. And that, you know, our immune system keeps us alive as well. You know, it's always working. We're always adapting to our environment. It's very hard to kill us. We can do a lot of damage to ourselves, and our body just keeps fighting, you know? Basically, even if you don't ever get to hear my weird energy philosophy on how we heal ourselves with our intentions alone, the biology of it should actually help you turn the lights on, because that's all I needed when I healed myself. The biology of it helped me starting on a cure. So I don't see diseases anymore. I just see sick cells. I see us as, well, I do see it as energy. Okay, let's say before I thought we were all energy. All I saw was that I'm doing cell damage and I need to undo the cell damage. So I wasn't thinking the way that I am now, and it still helped me. So we're damaging our cells, and cell damage can be stopped within days or weeks. We can stop the damage that we're doing to ourselves, and we have a choice in so many different ways to either continue to regrow unhealthy sick cells or rebuild and regrow healthy cells. Like scientists say that we can rebuild our complete bodies every 11 months to 2 years, depending on which research you pursue, you know, which scientists you read. But every single cell you have in your body right now is dying and renewing all the time. So my thoughts at the time when I realized this was, well, what if I'm able to help my body regrow healthy cells instead of continuing to damage my cell, instead of disease cells? So healthy lung cells, healthy blood cells, healthy organ cells. That's what gave me hope. Just that little bit of awareness made healing a possibility for me. And that's all I needed to get me off my butt, you know. If there was a possibility of reversing my diseases through regrowing healthy cells and protecting my body as much as possible from the things that do cell damage, then I wanted to do all I could to learn everything about it. And after months of research, I realized that I could stop focusing on the disease, COPD or emphysema or asthma or anything like that. And I started concentrating on cellular repair, because I realized that these disease names, they're just words that describe different cell damage. So for me, I needed to research about cell repair rather than focusing on the disease. And once I changed my focus to cellular repair, it opened up possibility of curing every disease that we did to ourselves, or any disease that is caused by cell sickness. It gave my life new meaning. I mean, I looked at my family through new eyes too. I felt I could leave behind a legacy that will help them reverse their diseases and live a happy, healthy life. And our bodies are just so highly adaptable. We adapt to the environment around us, and it takes some of us years of ignoring symptoms for us to start showing any kind of serious diseases. You can know people who have been drinking every night for 20 years, drinking, smoking, eating crap. They're still kicking on, you know what I mean? It takes a lot for us to show disease. So you must have done a lot of damage to start showing up symptoms for disease. You can undo that, because doctors don't treat the cause. They don't even look at your cause. We don't hire them to look at the cause. We have a symptom and we want that symptom gone. But that symptom is the body's own alarm bell. It's your body communicating with you. It's telling you, warning, you are doing damage. Stop doing what you're doing, or you will not, you know what I mean? Your body tells you when you're actually doing the wrong thing, but we just then take a pill and try and numb. We're like, shut up, body. We've got work to do here. And we try and numb the pain. And what we should be doing is looking around and going, oh, okay, body's not happy about something. Let's try and figure it out. What is causing our bodies to react that way? But we're so brainwashed and so used to going to the doctor whenever we have a symptom, and the doctor's so used to giving you a Band-Aid, we remove the symptoms so we can go about our lives. So we're basically just turning the alarm bell down. And then we continue to damage ourselves, and we get worse and worse. And with our body, it's a bit louder now. It's going, come on, stop. Now you've got, you're poisoning yourself with prescription medicine as well, because that particular medicine has got this side effect or that side effect. So now you need to take one pill for this and one pill for that pill and another pill for that pill. And it's just you're covered in bandages, you're covered in Band-Aids. Sorry, ranting again. But I get so about this, because when I talk to people about it, it's like they're from another freaking planet. I've changed my mindset so much that I can't even have a normal conversation with people about it, because they're so still stuck in that mindset of the doctor's right. And they know that their doctor is a good person, and I know their doctor's a good person, and I know that their doctor's trying to do the right thing by them, but I also know that the right thing by them, they think, is giving them a band-aid, is stopping the pain, is making the pain go away, is stopping the symptoms. But that's actually not what we need to do. We need to look at the cause and deal with the cause. We only have ourselves to blame. We do this to ourselves. We turn off the alarms, we medicate ourselves, we numb the symptoms until we no longer think about it, and we just keep popping these pills and taking those antibiotics and sprays and God knows what else. And that's not even half of it. That's just the first step. It's realizing that you've been ignoring the cause and that you're doing it to yourself. Once you realize that you are not powerless, like you actually can undo it, then there's hope again. Because while you're still victimized by society, while you still think you're a victim, oh my God, you know, this is happening to me and I'm so sick and give me your sympathy and blah, blah. Once you get past that, like, and I was like that, trust me, and I didn't even mean to be like that. Of course I didn't. We're sick and we don't know how to heal ourselves, and the pills and stuff are not working, and we're upset and we're very sad and we want to be better. We want the love from other people. Please don't think I'm having a go at anyone who's doing that. I get it. I know it. I was you. But you need to find and eradicate the cause. And you need to think about this. Maybe you need to turn this video off and think about it for a month. I don't know. But you need to think about this, that what is it, all these things that you're doing to continually damage yourself, and you know it. And what aren't you doing to be able to undo the damage? I'm not saying you need to turn raw vegan, have fresh juices and go on all these detox things. I'm not saying that you have to completely transform your life. I'm saying you need to take one little step towards health. And when you're doing damage to yourself, you need to take responsibility for it. You need to know. Especially, look, emphysema is one of the things that is the biggest thing that I care about at the moment. And it's not. I mean, asthma should be the big one because that has been controlling my life my entire life until now. But emphysema, people are dying and they're letting themselves die, and my God, they are so depressed, so stressed, guilty, stressed, really, really depressed, dark place, suffocating. And that one is, we think that the cause is obvious. We think that smoking or coffee or junk food or chemicals and things like, I don't know, we think that the cause is obvious. But the biggest cause is likely to be something emotional, even for any disease that we did to ourselves. It's stress, it's fear, it's anger, it's jealousy, it's hate, it's all those types of thoughts that build defects back into our body. But I don't have enough time to go into that today. I will spend the rest of my life talking about this stuff and still might not even be able to get to a point where people get it. I don't know. I mean, from me, a non-medical professional, you know, people are so conditioned that they don't want to hear this kind of stuff from anyone outside of the educational institutes, not even if they were able to reverse the incurable. But I still have to share this. That's the reason I'm ultimately doing this, to share this stuff and help others. But I can't go through the deepest stuff of it until I'm ready or you're ready. You know, I need to go through stages. I think I need to take you step by step outside of your conditioned beliefs and just get you to start on the right track so that you can come to your own realization that you can heal yourself. You don't need me to tell you. You just need to start questioning and looking at the world around you, not when you're busy, but when everything's quiet. I've found, I guess, that the biggest problem is that once people think that they have something incurable, that's it, they stop trying. At least that's what happened to me. They give up hope and they don't even look for an answer. They own the story and they become a victim. And I'm no different than that. I was a victim too. I went through that. I didn't want to believe it, but I did, and then I gave up, and then I started preparing for my death. And when I was in that mindset, my health just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And my depression and my zombiness just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And now I'm crazy. Well, I would much rather be crazy, some crazy chick on the video telling people stuff that they thought they'd never, that they'd never heard of before, than the girl who gave up and was just waiting for death to take her. So fuck it, I'm crazy, whatever. I'm crazy, but I'm alive. And I want people to start questioning what people have been telling us, realizing that there is hope, that we can remake good cells. I mean, that's all you need to try and get your head around at this time. The healing process can take months or years, depending on what our poor little bodies had to endure to survive. But you can stop doing the damage to the cells very quickly and see improvements. But I also know what the mindset is like when you're in it, when you're dying of something, I don't expect anyone to get it at this time, but I really, really hope that, you know what, if I can find my old videos of when I was dying, my dying videos, I won't, actually record the actual dying videos, but if I can find some glimpses of what I was like then, and you can see what I'm like now, maybe that's what people need. I don't know what it's going to take. I honestly don't know what it's going to take for people to get out of the mindset that they were in. Because I never started this. I never started recording myself when I was going through the worst, because I was going to die. And I didn't want to see me when I was like that. I was disgusting. Couldn't breathe. I was just, could hardly talk because I needed to take big mouthfuls of oxygen just to stay. I was a freaking mess. So, of course, I wasn't, there was no one going through the journey with me when I was going through the worst. It was a subtle, try this, try that, and all of a sudden I realized, oh, I no longer have that symptom. Oh, that doesn't affect me anymore. Oh, it was really like I didn't even know that I was healing myself until after I realized I was talking to people and I no longer had the symptom that I used to have. And and I was going through those COPD groups on Facebook, and they were saying something, and I realized, holy moly, I don't suffer that anymore. I no longer have that symptom. And then that like, oh my God, I must be doing something to make myself better. That hope, that inspiration, that intention to get better, that just propelled me. Like, once I realized that what I was doing, and also when I was realizing that I was helping other people as well, that really, it gave me purpose as well. I'm really just rambling now. Yeah. So pretty much that's all I'll go through. I don't want to list everything because I don't own my diseases anymore. There's no diseases. I'm either sick cells, healthy cells, and I'm working towards healthier cells at the moment. Anyway, see ya. Keep it real.